A Beijing heiress chased me for 5 years. I finally agreed to be with her. But the very next day, I left the country. Before I left, I made her a promise. Wait for me 2 years. When I return in 2 years, I'll marry you. 2 years became 3. In the end, I never came back as promised. Later, she developed mania and an aversion to men. 2.5 years later, she posted that she wanted to get married. Location, a city. I packed without delay and flew home, only to find her on a blind date with another man. Miss Sue, you still can't let go of your ex-boyfriend. He left 2 years ago. A layer of frost seemed to settle over her lovely face. It has nothing to do with time. What if I said I'd wait for you? Oh, didn't I tell you? I'm broken. What do you mean? Her pitch-black eyes were utterly indifferent. Exactly what you think it means. I can't stand touching men. The man was too stunned to speak. Just then, a deep, rich voice shattered the awkward silence. Sir, you should give up. She doesn't like you. Leave her to me. That voice had been gone from her world for 2.5 years. The instant Su Muwan looked up, her entire body froze. The lifeless heart in her chest seemed to suddenly beat again. Dark emotions churned in her eyes. Her jaw tightened. She abruptly looked up. It felt like another lifetime. That proud, solitary figure burst into her vision like a blazing light, stinging her eyes with pain. You are. I'm her ex-boyfriend. She was only brushing you off. Couldn't you tell? Don't waste your time on her. You deserve better. You two played me. With that, he grabbed his coat and left. I gave a soft laugh, then looked at the woman across from me. Our eyes met. Su Muwan stared deeply at me. Is this a hallucination? It must be a hallucination. Su Muwan, is that really what you think of me? Lin Yan, how dare you come back and face me? Under the table, her slender fingers clenched tightly. Her knuckles cracked. She took out her phone and quickly messaged her group chat. He's back. Actually, I missed you too. So I came back. How much did you miss me? So much. I thought about you every day. His grip nearly bent the phone in his hand. He felt he was about to break. His lips pressed into a tight line. Every inch of him ached. Su Muwan stared at me without blinking, as if afraid I'd vanish again. What right do you have to miss me? My eyes shifted, as if I were thinking seriously. But what happened 2 years ago was complicated. I can't explain it in a few words. I'll tell you everything, slowly. Bang! She slammed both hands onto the table. She sprang to her feet, glaring furiously across at me. She was about to explode. Just then, her two best friends finally arrived. Hey, calm down, calm down. Starting a fight in public isn't a good look. A lady should keep some dignity. Jia Nuan and Zhu Nian hurried over, restraining the furious Su Muwan from both sides. Seeing her like that sent a chill down my back. After all this time, her temper had become even more explosive. Jia Nuan hurriedly pulled Su Muwan outside. She secretly gave Zhu Nian a look. Zhu Nian, take Mr. Lin back first. Today isn't the right time to talk. Everyone needs to cool down. I silently watched Su Muwan being pulled away. My lips pursed into a slight pout. My face was full of displeasure. I softly muttered, I really did miss you. Jia Nuan looked at the gradually calming Su Muwan. She couldn't help speaking up. Come on, you're a wealthy heiress. Were you really going to hit Lin Yan? Who said I was going to hit him? Then why did you call us over to hold you back? I was afraid I couldn't control myself and forced myself on him right there. Don't forget your aversion to men. Su Muwan threw a punch at her. Jia Nuan nimbly dodged it. Looking baffled, she said, your aversion to men isn't because of me. So why hit me? You tricked me into going on that blind date. Wasn't that at your grandfather's request? We were only looking out for you. Take him to buy residence number 1. If he tries to run again, break his legs. You're still so blunt and ruthless. He's the love of your life. Can you really bear it? By residence number 1 was Su Muwan's home. The moment I got out of the car, the bodyguards were already standing by the door. I frowned. Su Muwan's face flashed through my mind. Is she locking me up? Do you think she'd give you another chance to escape? In silence, I walked through the garden, toward the villa. If you don't intend to have a future with her, I hope you'll stop tormenting her. She's almost at her limit. My back stiffened. At the restaurant just now, I'd heard Su Muwan say she was damaged beyond repair. Over the past 2.5 years, what had that woman gone through? The color slowly drained from my face. Unease rose in my eyes. What's wrong with her? Because of you, she developed severe psychological disorders. insomnia, and aversion to men, bipolar disorder. Whenever a man comes even a step closer, she feels sick and starts dry heaving. Honestly, you hurt her far too deeply. And she's far too extreme, far too obsessive. I stood frozen in place. It took me a long time to find my voice. I won't leave her again. With that, I turned and entered the villa. Silently, I made a vow to myself. I would make Muwan well again. After I entered the villa, Zunayan drove away. Not long after, a black Rolls-Royce slowly pulled up outside the villa. The window rolled down, revealing Muwan's stunning yet icy profile. Expressionless, she stared toward the villa. Her cool eyes brimmed with fierce possessiveness. Suddenly, she laughed at herself. He'd nearly destroyed himself, while I'd been living so comfortably. How ironic. She spent the whole night awake. At 7 the next morning, I woke, washed up, and went downstairs. A woman was sitting on the living room sofa. I slowly walked over and recognized that cool, beautiful face. She seemed to be resting with her eyes closed. A faint scent of alcohol lingered in the air. She was still wearing yesterday's clothes. I suddenly remembered what Zunayan said about her insomnia. Had she been awake all night, hearing me move? Muwan abruptly opened her eyes. Those deep black eyes locked onto me. Her voice was low and hoarse. I'm not sleepy. I don't want to sleep. I was about to say something, but she cut me off. Why did you come back? Because I missed you. I was about to sit beside her. Stay away from me. I had no choice but to sit on the sofa opposite her. A mocking curve formed at her lips, but her eyes were ice cold. You want to come back to my side? Ha! Lin Yan, do you think I love you enough to let you come and go as you please? In the spacious living room, the tension grew thick. I shook my head. That's why I came back to win you over again. Muwan laughed. Her laughter was mocking. Win me over? What if I have someone else? But you don't. You were on a blind date last night. You even told that man. You couldn't forget your ex-boyfriend. She fell silent. She merely closed her eyes slightly and leaned back. I looked at her weary profile, my heart aching. Why didn't you sleep all night? Her voice was casual. If I sleep, I'll dream. I've strangled you to death countless times in my dreams. Every time I lie down, I think of you. I think of whose bed you sleep in every night and who you sleep with. The moment she pictured it, hatred surged within her. Her stomach turned, and she wanted to vomit. Then she couldn't sleep all night. Her emotions spiraled further out of control. Muwan, I love you. I've always loved you. Don't torment yourself like this. The rest of my words, I couldn't say. She answered with a scornful laugh. You don't love me. Otherwise, you wouldn't have left. Only now, after 2.5 years, do you remember me? Lin Yan, the words I love you, when spoken without feeling, are truly disgusting. She deliberately stressed the word disgusting. All this time, how many other women have you told, I love you? At that thought, Muwan was hit by another wave of nausea. She suddenly stood up and hurried toward the bathroom. The instant she shut the door, dry heaving sounded from inside, followed by rushing water. I sat on the sofa, my face pale. My eyes seemed to cloud with tears. If this continued, Muwan's body might truly break down. The door opened. Muwan immediately saw me standing outside. Her gaze was cold and merciless. I looked at her pale face, and my heart clenched. Then I suddenly said, "Let me make you breakfast." Muwan raised a brow, surprise flickering across her face. "You can cook?" "Of course. From now on, I'll take care of you." With that, I headed for the kitchen. Her slender figure followed me inside, watching my practiced movements. She swallowed hard. A little while later, I set to breakfast on the table. I tilted my head at her. "Help yourself." Muwan pulled out a chair and sat down. She looked at the sandwiches, fried eggs, and fruit salad on the plates. She ate with elegant manners. You would never guess she had such an explosive temper. I took a sip of orange juice and quietly watched Muwan. After she finished eating, "How about I cook for you every day? You think that'll be enough to win me over? You love me so much. Of course I have to win you back. There probably isn't another woman in this world who loves me the way Muwan does." Muwan stared at me. "I never agreed to let you pursue me." "I know. I'll bring you lunch at noon. I don't care." As I spoke, I pushed my passport and ID card toward her. "Keep these. I'll move out. I won't run away. I don't want to see Muwan suffer anymore. We'll take it slowly." She lowered her eyes expressionlessly. I glanced at the passport and ID card. You can have someone follow me. Don't worry. I'll stay with Xie and Muwan's boyfriend. I blinked, wearing an innocent expression. Lin Yan, you're only an ex. Yet you're awfully arrogant. I'll bring you lunch at noon. I'm leaving. Have your bodyguards take me. With that, I got up and left. The bodyguards entered the dining room. Ms. Su, Mr. Lin asked us to escort him. Su Muwan looked at the passport and ID card on the table. Keep a close watch on him, 24 hours a day. Xian waiting. They dropped me off downstairs at the complex. I entered the passcode. When I walked in, Zhou Liang, curled up on the sofa watching a show, turned to look at me. You didn't come home all night. Did things get heated with Muwan? Could not handle being lonely? I changed into slippers and lastly collapsed onto the sofa. My eyes were slightly unfocused. Liang, Su Muwan must hate me to the core after these 2.5 years. Of course she does. Should she thank you for dumping her? I stared at the television, but my gaze could not focus. I'll make her better. Zhou Liang suddenly asked. Lin Yan, I really want to understand. Why did you treat Muwan that way back then? You're already 21. You're not a child anymore. Can you tell me the truth? I slowly sat up straight, my tone helpless. What if I told you I was kidnapped? Would you believe me? Kidnapped for 2.5 years, with no ransom demanded, and no family notified. What would be the point? Besides, you don't look like you've suffered at all. I sighed. I did not want to say anything more. Before long, it was noon. Hengzhong Group, CEO's office. Su Muwan sat behind her desk, signing documents. The phone beside her suddenly buzzed. She casually capped her pen and calmly picked up her phone. The screen lit up. Her group chat with her best friends had new messages. Muwan, sounds like you had quite a night, huh? What happened? My brother Lin is back. Damn, I missed all the drama last night. Su Muwan, if you're still a woman, make him suffer. Zhengyi, stay out of this. Brother Lin came back to ask for another chance. Who said I want to get back together with him? Oh, please. First, change the photo in your profile picture. The one of Brother Lin. Her profile picture showed a cute little boy licking an ice cream. Disneyland was in the background. That was me when I was 5. I'm not changing it. Suddenly, the office landline rang urgently. Su Muwan set her phone aside. She could not be bothered to respond to the others. She reached over and pressed the answer button. Her female secretary's slightly anxious voice came through the receiver. Ms. Su, Mr. Yang is here again. He's insisting on coming in. I can't stop him. As soon as she finished speaking, there was a knock at the office door. Before anyone inside could respond, the person outside walked straight in. Muwan, let's have lunch together. Yang Zhe wore a black suit. His posture was casual, but his tone allowed little room for refusal. Su Muwan did not hold back. As she refused him, she did not even care to look up at him. I heard you went on a blind date last night. That means you're ready to start a new life. Isn't that right? Su Muwan finally looked up at him. Don't waste your time on me. Yang Zhe pressed his lips together. His eyes were full of unwillingness. He wanted to say more, but Su Muwan had already lowered her head and resumed her work. The landline rang again. Her slender fingers pressed the answer button. Her secretary's trembling voice came through the receiver. Ms. Su, Mr. Lin is here. Send him in. Confusion rose in Yang Zhe's heart. Who exactly was this man? Just then, a deep, aloof voice came from behind him. Yang Zhe, you've really disappointed me. I gave you 2.5 years, yet you've made no progress at all. Carrying a thermal lunch container, I walked into the sitting area. Then I sat down on the sofa. Yang Zhe whipped around, his face instantly filled with terror. Sure enough, he saw the figure who had vanished for 2 years. Lin Yan, you're back. Yes, I'm back. So, you can leave with peace of mind now. I paused, then added, don't make another move on my ex-girlfriend. That crosses the line. Yang Zhe turned to look at Su Muwan, sitting quietly behind her desk. His thoughts churned. He sensed that she seemed to be hiding some secret. Su Muwan, don't tell me. You still can't let him go. Get out. Yang Zhe's heart sank completely. His voice was urgent as he tried to persuade her. He's not right for you at all. He'll only disappoint you again. I guarantee it. Su Muwan frowned. A flash of displeasure crossed her dark eyes. But she remained silent. Seeing this, Yang Zhe turned and stormed out, slamming the door. When the door slammed shut, silence returned to the office. It was eerily quiet. I took each dish from the thermal container. and arranged them neatly on the coffee table. I called toward her desk. "Come eat." Muwan stood up, lightly walked around her desk, and sat on the sofa across from me. I handed her a pair of chopsticks. "Do you really believe what Yang Zhe said?" Her tone carried a hint of cold mockery. "What do you think?" I lowered my eyes and said softly, "I suppose you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't have stayed silent." As the words fell, bitterness welled up in my heart. Muwan held her chopsticks, her gaze falling on the four dishes and one soup before her. The food was beautifully prepared and delicious. It was clear that I had put a great deal of care into it. She picked up a bite and tasted it. It tasted far better than she had expected. She looked up and met my hopeful gaze. She coldly uttered two words, "Not bad." I looked steadily at her and slowly said, "Believe me this time. I'll behave. I won't make you angry again." Muwan remained cold and distant. She said evenly, "I have no intention of getting back together with you." It felt as though a crack had been torn through my heart, and the pain was unbearable. Yet I still wore a sweet smile. "Whether you want to reconcile is your choice. Whether I pursue you is mine. Neither of us can interfere with the other. Isn't that right?" Muwan said nothing. She simply ate her lunch in silence. She had always been quiet at meals and before bed. Even if her outward wounds had healed, the pain in her heart still ran deep. If she suffered betrayal again, she might truly give up on love for good and renounce the world. I watched her eat the entire time. The longer I watched, the more my heart ached for her. Over these 2.5 years, had she truly taken good care of herself? She ate as if she were swallowing bitter medicine, with no appetite at all. "You're not eating." I was slightly taken aback. A flicker of surprise rose in my heart. I quickly said, "I've already eaten." "You should eat." I pointed to the bowl of soup. "And this soup? I simmered it for 3 hours. Try it. You only thought to bring me lunch after you'd eaten." I patiently explained. After carefully making lunch, one found there were some leftovers, so I finished them before coming over. Muwan said nothing more. She quietly finished the entire meal. She suddenly asked where I was going that afternoon. "I'm planning to keep you company at work. I might be a little busy in a few days." Muwan narrowed her eyes slightly, her gaze probing. "Busy with what?" "I'm competing on Idol 101. Remember to vote for me when the time comes. Support your ex-boyfriend." "Who told you to enter?" I looked up at her, my eyes utterly sincere. "To earn money and support myself. Unless you'll support me, only by putting myself in the spotlight as much as possible. Can I avoid suddenly disappearing again?" Muwan glanced at me expressionlessly. Coldly, she said, "No. You've established so many charitable foundations. I was your boyfriend, after all. I made you happy, too. And this is how you treat me." There was a trace of grievance in my voice, though I hadn't expected her to agree. Her instant rejection still chilled my heart. "No." I tried again. "Then, when I have no clothes to wear, could you at least buy me a couple of outfits?" "Fine," she thought to herself. Her ex-boyfriend had really fallen this low. My mood instantly brightened. I couldn't help laughing. "I knew you still liked me best." "What do I like about you?" "Everything about me. Am I right?" But Muwan fell silent again. Her deep eyes held mine, complex emotions swirling within them. Then she abruptly stood up, returned to her desk, and sat down. She threw herself back into work, resuming her usual executive demeanor. I leaned back on the sofa, quietly watching her work. She constantly made and answered calls, handling business matters. Her voice was as cold as the Antarctic ice fields. Muwan noticed my gaze, seeing how quiet and well-behaved I was. Her eyes darkened further. With this man beside her, she simply could not focus on work. The internal line rang again. She pressed the answer button. Her secretary's voice came through the receiver. "Miss Su, the conference room is ready. Everyone has arrived. You can come to the meeting now." Muwan grabbed the documents from her desk and walked over to me. In a low voice, she said, "I'm going to a meeting. It'll take about 2 hours." "Okay. I'll wait here for you. No rush," Muwan softly replied, then turned and left the office. She also instructed Secretary Zhang outside the door, "Keep an eye on him. Don't let him leave, not even for a step." I sat on the sofa, picked up a pen, and casually sketched on paper, as if drawing out the emotions in my heart. A faint smile occasionally touched my lips. I was immersed in my own world. 2 hours passed in a flash. The office door opened. Muwan walked in on her long, slender legs. In her deep eyes, there was a faint, barely perceptible unease. But when she saw me fast asleep on the sofa, the hostility around her gradually faded. Muwan walked to her desk and pressed the intercom. "Bring in a blanket." Then she went to the sofa in the sitting area and sat down, quietly watching my peaceful sleeping face. An elegant smile curved her lips. Her gaze fell on the comic sketches on the coffee table. Her brow furrowed slightly. She reached out and picked them up. Every drawing was of her. Muwan stared at the sketches, lost in thought. Lin Yan had always been gifted in many ways. At 16, he was accepted into one of the country's top film academies. If he had not given up his path to stardom for her back then, he would have made a name for himself in entertainment by now. With that face alone, becoming an A-list star would have been effortless. My sleepy voice broke the silence. Still lazy from waking. "Does it look like you?" Muwan looked down at me. Her tone was icy, devoid of warmth. "It's hideous. You're just saying the opposite of what you mean. Keep it as a collectible. I know you like it." Muwan's face was full of disdain. She gave me an indifferent glance. "It's too ugly. I don't want it," she refused. I ignored her completely. I picked up the comic drawings and stuffed them into her desk drawer. Muwan looked at me and demanded, "Lin Yan, what gives you the right to throw your weight around in here?" I shrugged. I know. You don't have to keep reminding me. I'm the ex-boyfriend you hate most." Then I noticed the phone on her desk. I could not resist picking it up. The moment I saw the lock screen, a sharp ache struck my heart. It was an old selfie of mine. I was making a silly face at the camera. Ugly, adorable, and ridiculous. A faint complaint slipped into my voice. "Why is this still your lock screen? It's so ugly. Could you use a more handsome photo of me instead?" On instinct, I entered my birthday as the passcode. It unlocked immediately. Relief washed through me. Then the wallpaper came into view, making my heart tremble. In it, I was lying casually on a bed. My sleeping profile looked especially serene. I no longer remembered when it had been taken. Why do you either use a photo of me making silly faces, or one of me sleeping? You have so many handsome photos of me, yet you choose none of them. Those are all fake. They are not the real you. As I spoke, I reached to change the lock screen and wallpaper. Muwan suddenly snatched the phone away. Her fingertips accidentally brushed my hand. She pulled back at once. A powerful wave of nausea rose within her. She forcibly suppressed it. I caught that fleeting reaction. "It was only a touch. Does it make you feel that sick? Has it really become this serious? Why are you pushing yourself this far? Don't touch my phone." With that, she turned and walked to her desk. I stared at her slender back, helplessness in my voice. "You don't want me, but you won't replace my photos either. How will you ever find another man?" Muwan stopped walking, but did not turn around. She merely said, "I found one. I just haven't changed the photos." I watched her sit back down behind her desk and sighed softly. The Muwan of today was as cold as the Muwan of the past had adored me. This woman had always been so extreme. I sat on the sofa in the sitting area, watching as employees filed in, one after another. They reported their work to her and handed over documents. Finally, it was time to leave work. "I'm heading home. Ayan asked me to go to the sauna tonight. I have to shoot promotional photos for the show tomorrow." Muwan looked at me, still saying nothing. I added, "Your bodyguards have been following me the whole time." She finally spoke. "How long have you been back?" "A week." Muwan's expression darkened instantly. Fury churned in her eyes. She sneered. "I was the last person you thought of. I had to get myself settled first, so I could come see you with some dignity." She shot me a cold glance. "Get out." I swallowed the words on the tip of my tongue. As I turned away, there was a trace of barely detectable helplessness in my voice. "Eat properly. Sleep well. I'm back. I won't leave again." With that, I pushed open the door and left her office. The moment the door slowly closed, a crushing loneliness like a rising tide swept through the entire office. Muwan propped her right arm on the desk. Her slender fingers pressed lightly against her forehead. She slowly closed her eyes. Her face was filled with heartbreaking exhaustion and unease. 2.5 years ago, she finally came to realize that this man had never truly loved her. Otherwise, how could he have hurt her so cruelly? At that evening's reception, well-dressed men of every kind moved through the room in fashionable suits. Muwan scanned the room expressionlessly. Her voice was full of indifference and displeasure. "Why are there ugly men everywhere?" Jianuan agreed with a disdainful look. "In your eyes, apart from Brother Lin, What man isn't ugly? A handsome man like Lin Yan is rare to begin with. He got into a top film academy at 16. Besides his exceptional talent, that face is what truly matters. Win him over, then make him suffer for it. Make sure he never forgets you. Muwan swirled the red wine in her glass, then scoffed. Is that so? Things have changed. He's only my ex now. Just then, a man in a black suit accidentally bumped into Muwan. His face was flushed. I'm sorry, Miss Su. I'm truly sorry. I didn't mean to. Muwan's expression changed sharply. That close contact turned her stomach violently. A fierce urge to vomit rose in her throat. She set down her glass. Then she strode toward the restroom. A fierce, hostile aura radiated from her. The man's pride took a blow. He had only bumped into her by accident, yet Muwan was so repulsed by him. Don't take it personally, handsome. She's just not feeling well. It has nothing to do with your charm. The man left, deeply dejected. Zunayan sighed softly. Her expression was grave. Can Muwan ever get better? Only the one who caused the hurt can heal it. That depends on Lin Yan. The next day, at the promotional photo shoot for Idol 101, as I entered the studio and waited in line for my photos, I suddenly spotted Yang Zeu standing ahead of me. What was he doing here? My eyes fell on the work badge around his neck. It clearly read, Chief Director, Yang Zeu. As I silently wondered about it, Yang Zeu was already walking over. He smiled at everyone and said, Work hard, everyone. Please excuse me. A gentle smile had been on his face. But when he saw me, in that instant, his smile froze. A moment later, it returned to normal. He turned and walked out of the studio. I could not help curling my lips into a smile. I thought to myself, things are getting interesting. Those meant to be here and those who weren't had all gathered in one place. At dusk, inside a bedroom at my residence number 1, after last night's reception, when that man accidentally touched her, Muwan began vomiting nonstop. She even developed a low-grade fever. Only when she was sick could she sleep peacefully. She slept for an entire day. The housekeeper went upstairs and knocked several times, but received no answer. Muwan lay in bed, her face full of exhaustion. Even in her sleep, her brow remained faintly furrowed. The doorbell rang. The housekeeper hurried downstairs to answer it. Yang Zeu stood outside. Hengzhong, is Muwan home? I need to speak with her. Ms. Su isn't feeling well. She's resting in her bedroom. It isn't convenient to disturb her. The moment he heard she was unwell, Yang Zeu headed straight upstairs, ignoring the housekeeper's attempts to stop him. Sir, Ms. Su gave orders not to let anyone disturb her rest. Don't worry. I'll only look at her from a distance. I won't disturb her. Meanwhile, after a full day of work, I finally finished shooting the promotional photos. I had spent all day posing with a fake smile, so exhausted I could barely keep my eyes open. My bodyguard drove me home. I was drifting off when the driver suddenly spoke. Mr. Lin, Ms. Su isn't feeling well. Would you like to go see her? I woke up instantly. Sitting upright, I asked, what's wrong with her? What happened? It seems a man accidentally touched her last night. She's been vomiting ever since, and she has a low-grade fever. The housekeeper said she slept all day and still hasn't woken up. My heart clenched. Take me to her, now. Muwan's condition was 100 times worse than I had imagined. My fingers curled slightly. My heart ached as if pierced by needles. Half an hour later, the car pulled into the villa's garage. I urgently shoved open the car door, rushed to the entrance, and rang the bell. The moment the housekeeper opened the door, she instinctively tried to stop me. I pushed past her and sprinted upstairs. I quickly reached the master bedroom and found the door half open. I carefully pushed it open. The sight before me made my eyes widen. Then rage surged through me. I rushed forward. Inside the bedroom, Yang Zeu was leaning towards Muwan, his lips about to touch her cheek. Suddenly, Yang Zeu's expression changed. Someone covered his mouth from behind, stopping him in his tracks. I shoved him onto the carpet. Yang Zeu, after more than 2 years apart, you've become even more shameless. Now you've learned to steal kisses too. Embarrassment and humiliation flashed in Yang Zeu's eyes. He climbed up from the carpet and straightened his collar. He shot back. What right do you have to lecture me? You're just her ex. You're seriously overstepping. The bedroom fell deathly silent. Only their breathing remained. I said coldly, when someone has no shame, they are invincible. I was gone for 2.5 years, and you still had no chance. What makes you think you have now? Do you know why I became the chief director? Because of Muwan. When my family was on the brink of bankruptcy, who stepped in to help us? So, during these past 2.5 years, she's treated me well. So that gives you the right to steal a kiss from her? You make me sick. Get out, Lin Yan. Don't think you're so important. Yang Zhe grabbed his coat, then turned and stormed out of the bedroom. The bedroom fell silent again. I looked down at my palm. Disgusted, I headed to the bathroom. I scrubbed it repeatedly with hand soap. Before returning to her bedside, silently I watched the sleeping Muwan. By chance, I spotted a pile of medicine beside the bed. I reached out and picked up a bottle. It was imported sleep medication, along with medication for emotional agitation. My expression froze. I looked up at Muwan, my heart trembling. Did she have to take this much medicine every day? I picked up the infrared thermometer and checked her wrist. Her temperature was still low. She still had a low-grade fever. If she kept sleeping like this, without eating or drinking, how could her body endure it? I softly called her twice. Muwan. Wake up, Muwan. The woman in bed slowly opened her eyes. Her gaze was as dark as a beast jolted awake from a nightmare, as though she might erupt at any second. Everyone knew Muwan's anger was like the end of the world. It was utterly terrifying. Even now, the events of 2.5 years ago still haunted me. Instinctively, I wanted to feel her forehead, but restrained myself. Muwan stared at me. After a long silence, she finally raised her slender, knuckled hand, pressed it to her forehead, and slowly sat up. Her voice was low and hoarse, with a faintly chilling edge. How long was I asleep? They said you've been asleep all day. You should eat something, all right? I have no appetite. Then I'll make something myself. Just eat a little, all right? Muwan's face was cold as ice, her brow heavy with exhaustion. In the end, she gave a cold hum of assent. Even with such a detached reply, I couldn't stop my heart from lifting. I smiled softly. Okay? Have some water first. I'll go make it. Wait for me. I poured her a glass of warm water. Then I turned and left the bedroom. Leaning against the headboard, Muwan held the glass. Her eyes lowered. A mocking smile quietly curled her lips. Since when did this little brat care so much about her? She could not find a single similar memory. I worked in the kitchen for a while, making a bowl of pork bone ramen with braised pork, pan-frying several dumplings, and squeezing a glass of fresh juice. Just as I picked up the tray, the housekeeper hurried over. Mr. Lin, Ms. Su has gone to the study. I had no choice but to carry the tray upstairs to the study. When I opened the door, Muwan was focused on her work. She was nothing like the irritable woman from the bedroom earlier. She seemed like a different person. I placed the tray on her desk and gently slid it in front of her. Finish it all. Then I sat in a chair beside her, ready to watch her eat every bite. Muwan gracefully picked up her chopsticks and calmly tasted the noodles, every movement poised and refined. A smile touched my lips. I reminded her, I made those fried dumplings extra soft. Try them. Muwan lifted her eyes to me. Intense hatred churned in her deep eyes. I've never seen you so obedient and well-behaved. Live long enough, and you'll see everything. When I came to see you, I happened to see Yang Zhe about to steal a kiss from you. I stopped him. He even touched my palm. How disgusting. Muwan's pupils suddenly constricted. She looked straight at me, her voice cold without a trace of warmth. What did you just say? I repeated it with a smile. I stopped him. He touched my hand. So disgusting. Hearing that, Muwan's expression gradually calmed. Her tone remained cold. It is disgusting. Don't let him touch you again. And don't let him touch me either. Man or woman, no one is allowed. Okay, I quietly watched Muwan finish her lunch. After the housekeeper came in and cleared the tray, I stayed with her while she worked for another 3 hours. Just watching made me sleepy. Muwan glanced at me. Her voice was low. If you're sleepy, go sleep. I stubbornly said. If you sleep, I'll sleep. If you don't, neither will I. What if I don't sleep tonight? I propped my chin on my right hand, my bright eyes darting around. Then I'll stay awake with you. Muwan pursed her lips, looked away, and continued working. A flicker of mockery flashed through her deep eyes. She thought to herself, he must have been hurt over there, which is why he came back to me. Behind her desk, Muwan sat in silent thought for a long time. Then she suddenly rose and left the study, completely ignoring me. I quickly got up and followed her. In the hallway, Muwan's slender, aloof figure headed toward the master bedroom. She radiated a fierce, oppressive aura. Then my voice came from behind her. Muwan. She stopped in her tracks. She didn't turn around. She only slowly closed her eyes. Her face tense, as if she were struggling to hold herself back. I hurried in front of her, leaning down slightly, and looked at her cool, delicate features. I murmured, "You seem to have grown taller again. In 2.5 years. This was our first time being this close." I'd almost forgotten what it felt like to stand before her. After all, Muwan never used to let me stand still. Always unable to resist getting close whenever she saw me, Muwan opened her eyes and let out a laugh. It was filled with disdain. With a hint of hurt in my voice, I said, "Don't you want to hug me? You haven't held me in a long time." Her burning gaze locked onto me. The air fell deathly silent. I slowly opened my arms and gently pulled her into an embrace. Muwan pressed her cheek against my chest. I could clearly hear her frantic heartbeat. She looked up at me. The ice around her heart slowly melted in the warmth. She slowly raised her arms and awkwardly hugged me back.